Hello, I'm Cindy Carlson and I teach environmental science at New England College. Today we're going to talk a little bit about spatial data and mapping and how that's useful in doing hydrologic analyses. And I think maybe the easiest way to jump right in is to look at a program online. So I find that the easiest way to find the program is just to type USGS for United States Geologic Survey Streamer, USGS Streamer, into your search bar. This avoids having to remember any complicated addresses or so forth. And then it's the first one. It says Streamer, the national map. So you can click on that and it comes right up with a map of the United States. Now you can zoom in and scroll around with the map. The zoom bar is over here on the right. So zoom in no problem. Along the top here you see some buttons. So we have trace downstream, trace upstream, clear map, trace report, print map if you want to print it, identify, which will give you some more information, and the help button is very useful. So I've zoomed into New Hampshire on this window, so save a little bit of time. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit farther. And you can see that the background of the map is topography. So you can see the mountains, and then the rivers are right on here as well. You hopefully saw a little bit about what a watershed is in a previous video, but with the topography and the rivers right on this map, it makes it pretty clear what they were talking about in that. For instance, here, this river flows west, and there's another river over here flowing south. So somewhere between these two rivers, there must be a watershed boundary where the water that falls on one side of the ridge flows into this river and continues west, and the water that flows on the other side of the ridge flows into this river and travels south. So what can this program help us do? So select Trace Downstream if you've not yet, and then click on any stream that you see on the map. So for instance, I'll select this Rocky Branch. The program will then highlight, since I said trace downstream, it'll highlight where the water would go downstream, all the way to the outlet, in this case the outlet in the Gulf of Maine. So this particular river contributes to rivers all the way along that go over the New Hampshire boundary into Maine and down to the Gulf of Maine. If I were to choose a river over here to trace downstream, like here on the Pemmichwasset, it goes right into the Merrimack, and you can see that it comes down here to the Merrimack and then out through here near Plum Island. The Trace Upstream button works similarly. If I select that, select any river, and it'll show me where the water may have come from to hit the point that I selected. So in this case, the point that I selected, water from these three streams contributes. If I were to select a larger river, like for instance, let's go downstream a little bit here, then a lot more water contributes to that particular point. Now you may have noticed as you've been going along, or as we've been going along, that as I hover above the red dot, I get some information. So in this case, it tells me where it is that I've selected, what my latitude longitude is. So I've selected on the Merrimack River at that particular latitude and longitude. It tells me the elevation. And then it tells me the length of the rivers that are streamed. So 880 miles worth of streams contribute to this particular point. It outlets at the Atlantic Ocean. There's 32 stream gauges. So if you're looking for data about this information, that is important to know. There's 86 different streams. Only one state though. All of the water bodies that contribute to this point are within New Hampshire. 9 different counties. The population total in that location is 1,283,000, and the cities, 35 different cities are within that boundary. And notice that some of those would be towns. So what else can we do? I can clear the map. By the way, you can get the information on the trace downstream as well. I could print it. Now what happens if I hit identify? So if I hit identify, hover over a specific point, it's not going to trace, but it'll tell me the name of the stream. So there's Ryan Brook. Over here we have not clicked on a brook, so it just gives me the latitude, longitude, and the elevation. Kind of handy. And then the help, of course, just kind of gives you some hints on how to use it. I also can click on the Map Contents button, and I can get some real-time stream flow information and some weather radar information on here. So I'm not sure how well this will work with my internet being slow, but let's see what it does. There you go. So this pops up with those USGS gauge locations, and I can click on one. It'll tell me what the current stage is at that location, so what the current elevation is above the water body, or the bottom of the river. So at that location, it's currently at 1.26 feet, and it floods at 13 feet. So let's click on a larger river down here. See if we can get this guy, Merrimack. Oh, so that's the closest stream gauge right there. There's a stream gauge. And you can notice that they're color-coded so that the green ones are normal, the orange ones are dry, and if we had any that were wet, they would be dark blue. All right, I hope that that is helpful for you in your projects. I hope that you are able to use some of this information to get more knowledge about your sites and about what information you can find online about them. Here's the content quiz for this video. You can either go to this link or you can click on the link that is at the 4 Weeks on Water webpage. Thank you very much.